Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Catalina Legacy 343 BHTS bunkhouse triple slide travel trailer. You guys have picked a really cool unit here. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. So let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you have plenty of room for that big awning to come in and out. And then on your off campsite, of course, your slides. So leave plenty of room for all three of them to come in and out unhindered. Preferably nothing hanging over top of them. And then leave yourself a nice walking space, because the next thing I want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. So at the campsite, you'll use the city water connection, and your power are in between your second and third slide, just behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. So your whole docking station is right there. Park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, first thing you're going to do after unhooking your hitch is level your unit. Your unit comes with a power tongue jack. A night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply raise or lower the unit until you got it level. Once you got it level, I will mention too, there's a little hand crank right there in case you lose power. You can get that up and down without power. Once you got it level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit have these stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch hand crank right here. Now you can use a drill gun or an impact driver, run it down a little quicker. Just slow down when you get to the bottom, because what I want to show you is you only want to bring this down until they're taut. I recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, and hot blacktop. Better distribute the weight. Really good investment with your 10% off coupon. So run these down just until you have some resistance. I've got resistance on this hand crank. I don't want to go down any further. I'm stable. Go down and hit all four of those. Round all four corners. We got our unit level and stable. We can go ahead and hook up our power and water. So with your slides in, it's a little easier to access. Come back here to your docking station. Big long 50 amp cord. At the end of that 50 amp cord, should you need to plug in at a campsite with 30, there's a 50 to 30 dog bone that comes in your convenience pack, as well as a 30 to 110 adapter. Just remember, when running off 110, run appliances accordingly. You don't want to be popping breakers, running ACs, etc. when you're hooked up to 110. So at the campsite, we are going to hook up to city water. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Grab that hose, put that on, hook your hose up, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. On your camper, hot water heater is located just to the left of the front entry door. All we're doing at this point, making sure that drain plug's back in there. Get that in there with a little bit of plumber's tape. Nice and snug. Once that's in there, then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now we're level and stable, so you can go inside and deploy the slides if you'd like, if you need to get to your water taps. So once you go inside and open up your water taps, get the air out of the lines. Once you got a nice steady flow of water coming through the lines, you can shut them off. Then you can go ahead and turn on your hot water heater from indoors. You'll know that it's full. On-off element right here. The only time you ever want to turn this electric element on down here is if you're hooked up to 110. Otherwise, turn it on indoors. There's a couple of reset valves right here. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here, look to see if one of them are bubbled up. Press that back in, that'll reset it. And then your pressure release valve. Alright, so let's say we are going to go camping. And we're not going to use city water. We're going to go boondocking or dry camping. In that case, we want to fill up our freshwater or potable water tank. That is located in between these two slides. Right there. So freshwater or potable water. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two on the other side, inside, where you check the levels of your tanks, your fresh, black, and gray tanks, and your battery. There's a freshwater button that'll tell you when this is full. Once it is full, shut that hose off, put the cap on, and then you'll turn on your water pump when you want to use that potable water. Don't turn on the water pump and use the city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we got our water and power hooked up. We're all set to camp. Let me walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Continuing right here in this little area, cable and satellite hookup. Your freshwater drain, that'll be that right there. You want to drain your potable water. Here's where we dump one of our extra galley tanks. Back here in this docking station here, you have an outdoor shower. Your 751 kilo, open that up. There's a handle for your shower, so you can literally take a shower. What I did notice about this unit is if you're in the outdoor shower, you can probably put a shower curtain right across these two slides here. City water connection, your power, your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and flushing our tanks. Sewer and wastewater outlets. So that would be your black tank and your gray tanks. Another gray tank there, another gray tank there. So you'll have 3 different spots to dump on this unit. On the back, you have your accessory hitch. Really utilize that is just to remove these back cotter pins. This will lay down flat. Use the tire to help bring it down. Gives you a little better leverage. You're also prepped for a Furrion backup camera device you can purchase from the store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle. Electronically communicates with this device, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Continuing around your campsite, your outdoor grill. In order to get this to come out, you push down on both of those. Underneath, right here, your quick connect, and then your quick connect is right here. A lock in there, lighting outdoors, electric fridge, some storage drawers. There's your hose for your grill. Just lift up on these to get them to come out. Make sure that when you're traveling, you lock this up. There's a manual override for your slide. Leash link. Here's your main low point drain. There's where you dump when you're leaving the campsites. Outdoor speakers. This is a vent for your microwave. Down here you prep for a TV. Set it on a table out here. You got a 110 and cable. See, flue for your furnace. 2 things, do not block it. And if you're running your furnace, steer clear because that will get rather hot. Again, your hot water heater. Second slide manual override. Third slide manual override. Your awning. You're only going to want to run that out until that white flap falls down to 90 degrees. You need to know you're out far enough. It will extend past that, so be careful when you're running it out. Your big storage area here, which is accessible from your bedroom closet. Your battery posts, check them now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose as you're going over time. Your propane is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open. That'll show you have gas. It's green. Again, power tongue jack. This is your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit, which will come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. So the first thing I like to point out when I come into any unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Immediately to your left as you come in is your control panel. So here's where I said you can check your fresh water tank. Tell when your potable water is full. Black battery, black and gray tanks. Here's your slide controls, your awning controls, exterior lighting, interior lighting, water pump, and water heater. Your awning, like I said, you only want to run it out till you can see that bar. That will extend past that, so watch it as you run it out. I'm going to run that back in here for you real quickly. As I run it in, that's we got a 110, a couple USB ports right here. I'm going to shut off my awning lights. And I'll close our door. Continuing inside the unit, on your peninsula right here is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Again, the reason I mentioned this is 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are boondocking and have nothing plugged in charging your battery, use that battery disconnect while you're gone for the day to keep this from running your battery down. In your kitchen area here, individual lighting, self-explanatory microwave, light and fan above your stove. It's a glass top, makes an excellent backsplash. Simply turn that on, hit your spark, and when you have gas on, outside, shut it back off, you'll get your flame here. Same thing on your oven, just turn it to light here, then spark it here, and then set it to the desired temperature. No need for a pilot light anymore. Your panel light becomes an oven light. Our electric fridge coming through the unit, coming into your bathroom. Just want to mention a couple things in here. For travel, make sure that your shower door is snapped back like that. Also a 110 with GFCI reset in here. Have a hand crank open exhaust vent up here, light in here. Come back into your bunk area. To my left is going to be your thermostat. Just turn the AC on, shut that off, turn the heat on, shut the heat off. You'll notice that the heat will take a couple seconds to shut off, longer than the AC does. AC does on and off rather quick. You can control this slider here from back here. Here's your on and off lighting. Your steps will lift out like so. Just want to make sure you secure these down. Recommend leaving this down for travel, even though it will go up here and lock in there. Travel, leave it down. Individual lighting back here. Continuing out, again for travel, any of your sliding doors, make sure they are snapped back. Coming out here now, below all this is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. So I got a ton of 15s in there. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Another 110. Storage under here. As you know, your tabletop will lift off, and bars will just lift up out of there. Set that table on this lip here. Throw your back cushions on top, and you've got another bed. Lighting. Lighting. Of course, you know this cup holder. Lift back up, jackknife down to a bed. Lift up on the front and pull it back towards you. Try to get that unjack knife. Come around here to your entertainment center. Find your remote here. Alright, so let's crank the TV up. So I'll show you about the TV here. So let's go to source on here. Got TV, AV component, 3 different HDMI's, Bluetooth, FM. The whole sound system, everything's right on here. There's your FM stereo. You can go through and look for channels. It's pretty hard to pick up anything in here. But so everything is right on here. AM, FM, Bluetooth, dual zoned, front and rear HDMI. Really nice system. Found your remote in here with, you also have a remote for your LED lights outside. You don't just have to stay one color. You can make them party mode, you can make them solid, whatever you want. Let's talk to Fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can make these all pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. If it's chilly in the morning or evening at the campsite, instead of using up your gas, use their heat. You use their electric to warm your place up. Back in the bedroom, not much to talk about back here. Storage up underneath the bed. Make sure that your doors are secure for travel again. Make sure these are snapped back nice on both ends. Individual lighting up underneath the bed. Very easy bed to get up and around. So that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. Close the unit up. Doors and drawers. Make sure you go through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Shut off our interior light here. Then you can walk through and see any individual lighting you may have left on. We'll leave that bedroom light on back there because we're gonna shut that first. So once all this lighting's, you see you shut off all the individual lighting, turn it back on your control panel. We're gonna go back here and close this slide. Again, doors and drawers. Make sure everything is closed and secure and nothing is going to impede this slide from coming in. Step back a little out of the way, give the slide some room. Once it's in, shut off our lights. I heard that little noise at the end of the slide. I'm going to allow this next slide to do so, just to show you what it actually is. Again, doors and drawers, make sure your TV is pushed back tight against the wall. That little door right there must be closed, otherwise it's just going to snap right off there. Same thing on your other end. Just make sure nothing is in the way. This is very important. And once the second slide's in, again, that noise is fine to hear, it doesn't hurt anything. Slide number 3 is going to be our bedroom. I'm actually going to bring this door all the way closed. I've looked through the room, made sure that everything is in and out of the way. We can actually literally just listen for it. Let's slide in. Shut off our interior lights. Exit the unit. Now for these steps, you really want to make sure that this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this edge of the step could catch on it. Lift that up and in. Turn this to either side to get them to lock in. Simmer in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. Door is ready for travel. At this point, unhook our cable, our water, and our power, and bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. The power's unhooked, or water's unhooked. Come around here to this low point drain. At the campsite, we'll dump those ones. Come to your hot water heater. Again, lift up on your pressure release valve till it dumps the remaining of the hot water out of there. And then you can remove your drain plug. Now if you are out dry camping, boondocking as they call it, your freshwater drain is going to be that blue one right there. Now, hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. It's going to be up to you how you do this. You have a 10-foot hose that comes in your convenience pack, and you're going to want to start with the dump behind your tires. You also have one in front of your tires and one back here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. You might want to pick up some extra hoses. You can run all these together, but you must begin with your sewer outlet. Hook up there, and the first handle you're going to pull is that black handle. That's going to be your sewage. You dump all that out. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, leave that black handle open. Again, with your water pressure regulator, hook up to this black tank flush. Hook your hose up there at the dump station. Leave that handle open and run the hose for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of there. Clean out your black tank. Shut off that hose. Close that handle and pull this gray handle. It's going to be cleaner water, sinks and showers. And then how you do it from there is completely up to you. But you have a galley tank back here, which are cleaner waters. And you also have another galley tank up here. So make sure both of those get dumped. Once some are dumped, you can hook up and head on home. Again, so thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.